No, I came in 1981, and Maria Montessori herself arrived in Egypt in 1929. Actually, it was the year I was born. She used much of the information that she derived from the antiquities here and used it in her method of education, using it for the symbols in the language area. And it was very interesting also when I came that there were some Catholic nuns who had a school for girls. That was a Montessori school for girls, and they went through elementary. And I don't know how many years they had the school. After a period of time, they no longer were running the school. I lost contact with them totally. And I do know that at one time, Ramses College also had a Montessori program. But how long it lasted, I don't know.
So Maria Montessori had been in Egypt.
Yes, she came because she was interested in all cultures in the world. She wanted to understand children. And also, I think she derived much of her information about children and the different cultures by these visitations, because she could then, in turn, watch the children, and she could just view them on the street or wherever they were in society. And she came to the conclusion that there were many, many things that all children in the world do exactly alike.
It's a scientific approach.
It's a scientific approach.
She had to see children from everywhere.
Right.
And people usually think that Montessori is kind of a Western concept. Yes, that can go well with our Oriental culture. But it's not true. It's something universal, because children don't have a nationality, do they?
Actually, the people that she studied under, such as Ricard and Seguin, were French doctors. The Froebel and Rousseau were also from European countries. And she found that these people and their forerunning, experiences were very helpful to her, and helped her to understand more and more how she could apply what she had learned through the work with the children, for all children. And it's very interesting how she, she just gathered all this information and took it in and tested it. Actually tested it in her classrooms working with children, and found that much of it did apply to the children, learning through their senses and movement.
How did you find the response of Egyptian children in comparison to the American children? Because you only worked with American in the United States, right?
Of course, at the time that I was working with the children in the States was first in public school kindergarten, in the 1960s, and then in 1971 for 10 years. After that, I began working in my own Montessori classroom. And it was a period of time when children were different than today, far different. But many things were exactly the same as they are today. And I found that the Egyptian children were very, very unique so far as they were so eager to use the equipment in the classroom, and things that were, things that they used in their homes. Things that we start out with in the classroom is helping the child to become familiar with his environment and satisfied with the environment and comfortable. And so it's watching them working within that confine. It showed that they were really and truly exactly the same as the children that Maria Montessori talks about in all her writings.